Next question we have is actually the last question of the night. And it's coming from William. And the question is, what coins or rounds should go into a capsule? Good question. Thanks for asking. The focal point of the video: what coins, what rounds, what bars should be put in airtights, and which ones should not be. So right off the bat, I want to talk about a rookie mistake that I made now, and I'll make this quick because I've talked about this in the past before. Sitting over here to the left, I have an airtight capsule full of airtight tubes full of silver rounds. Each and every one of these silver rounds do not necessarily belong in the airtights. It's just something that I did when I had first gotten started stacking. I didn't really know any better. I just kind of assumed that that's probably what I should do. You don't need to do that. Not only does it cost a little bit more than it needs to, it takes up almost twice as much space. No bueno. Especially when you're stacking for weight and you're trying to get as much as possible and you're trying to fill up as many safes as you possibly can. If you're putting everything in an airtight tube, it's almost twice as tall as a mint tube or a generic tube. So you probably don't want to do that for generic silver rounds or your average everyday silver eagles or maples or kangaroos or philharmonics or Krugerrands or whatever the case may be. The ones you're going to want to put in airtights are the higher premium collectible pieces. Kind of like what we were just talking about before. The ones you want to keep in as pristine condition as possible in case they're looked at under a microscope looking for imperfections. Those ones are the ones you're probably going to want to put in airtights. So what you see on screen right here, most of which, they're out, they're loose, they're just hanging out. But there are a few that are in fact in airtight capsules. We have the Creatures of the North up there at the top. We have the Queen's Beasts right over here. Those are in airtight capsules. Now, I'm pretty sure 3 of the 4 of them came in airtight capsules, and the other one, just for the sake of having everything kind of match, and also because it's a collectible piece, I went and got myself an airtight for that one as well. But these are collectible pieces. Something of a lower mintage, or something that's a little bit more rare, or something that is from a special occasion, whatever the case may be. Those are the ones you're going to want to put in airtight capsules. Not your everyday, normal, average silver coins, rounds, and bars. Something else you can take into consideration is fractional gold. Now I did this just so I can keep track of it a little bit easier, and I actually don't keep all of my gold in these airtights. I put 1 of each type of coin in an airtight capsule. For example, when I first started stacking gold, or focusing on stacking gold, I remember I was going back and forth between a 10th ounce eagle and a 10th ounce maple. Back and forth, eagle, maple. And am I going to put every single gold eagle or every single gold maple in an airtight capsule? No! Those are still in the plastic flips that they came in, locked up and hidden away. But I took 1 eagle, and I took 1 maple, and I put it in an airtight. And everything else that I just showed off, 1 of each. In fact, all the other ones that I showed off, I'm pretty sure I only have 1 of each of all of them to begin with. But I just thought it would be pretty cool to put 1 of each type of gold coin in an airtight capsule, just to show it off a little bit easier. I can store them in this 1 airtight tube. Again, it's not something you're going to want to put all your gold in, just like it's not something you want to put all your silver in. But 1 of each type of gold coin? I mean, how often am I picking up gold? I barely pick up any gold at all. It's almost like a holiday for me to pick up a new gold coin. I barely even get any anymore. So if it's something that I don't already have, I'll toss it in an airtight. That's just what I do. But for the most part, the rest of the gold, or the overwhelming majority of the silver that I stack, I don't even bother. Because there's no need. It's not a requirement. It's not something that you have to do. Most of the silver that I stack, to be honest with you, is already kind of scratched up to begin with. So what need is there to put it in a protective capsule when it's already scratched up to begin with? For example, the 90%. These 90% silver coins have been floating around for decades. Originally used as currency. Dropped on the ground in parking lots. Used in probably every single store you could think of. For decades. They're worn down, they're scratched up, they're discolored, they're tarnished. That's perfectly fine. All the more reason to not put it in an airtight. And similar goes for just your everyday silver eagles and maples as well. I mean, not that they're like in circulation like that, but there's so many of them. They're not a coin of a low mintage. They're not collectible pieces. Maybe the commemorative ones, the 25th anniversary maple, the 30th anniversary maple, or the brand new silver eagle, like the Type 2, the first year of the Type 2. Maybe you could put those in airtights if that's what you want, but for the most part, those are coins that don't really need to be in airtights. You want to keep them protected. You don't need to keep them that type of protected. Come join the Precious Metals VIP Club. It'll be the first link in the description. You're invited. I'd be happy to have you.